All right, kabam! Who will be first into the chat today? Mike's Life, ahoy! How you doing, Mike? Happy Monday to you. If there is the ultimate oxymoron here. 4 scores and 17 beers ago. How you doing, my friend? Jay Money. Good morning to you from a wet Santa Rosa, California, in the heart of America's premier wine country. Hello, Kathleen Elliott. Good morning or good evening, good afternoon to you. Oh, my girl Monique. Monique will be happy. It's an Elvis free chat today. I don't know if you saw last night's chat. It was super funny. I will be on Real Stream tomorrow night. Hey Ginger, so make sure to check it out, Real Stream with CJ. And I haven't been on anybody else's chats, live streams for the better part of half a year. So it's going to be a special night. Jackie says, hey Rosie, trying to decorate here, but it's cold. Well, it's wet here. It's not particularly cold. Good morning, Charlotte. How are you today, sweetie pie? You've started watching some of the videos on the wood player behind me. That's a classic 1960 Motorola 21 tube stereo console, considered the finest ever made in the USA. Okay, and I have a 20 plus part series on rescuing it from a lousy guitar player. No offense, Bergs, and Bergs plays pretty good. I'm just joking. And bringing that home in the truck and rescuing that. Everything from rebuilding the amplifier to refinishing the nice Drexel cabinet on that. That was the era, guys, when things weren't made of plastic. Solid walnut. This cabinet, Danish modern. It's like real madman stuff, and it was a pleasure to work on that. You know, Motorola said, you know what, we make great radio gear, but we don't know a thing about making fine furniture. Let's call Drexel of North Carolina, and let's get them to design and build our cabinets. Smart decision. So, how you doing, D? Let's talk on the phone. I've been trying to catch up to you. Good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I hope your family is well and getting adjusted post-fire and everything. Good morning, Kim C. Icy Alaska said, hello, Rosie. It's snowing here today. Let me think. Alaska, December, snow, could be. Yeah, our stereos are so small. We carry them in our pockets. Way to go! You know, I'm just thinking. You go in today to buy a nice stereo system. It's all black plastic with blue LED reeds. How you doing, Harvey? I was watching your little blurb this morning on there. We'll get into that. Bella Rose, the Queen of Buffalo. Nice to see you this morning. I know it's cold in Buffalo. Bella, big game next week. Ravens and Buffalo Bills. What do you think about that? Hey, Mindy. And ain't those Ravens flying high, man? Ain't they flying high after that ugly game yesterday? Maggie says, good morning, Rosie. It's a cool weather today in North Carolina. Oh, they got the apartment. That's good, do you? You know, North Carolina, my roots are out of Asheville, North Carolina, down there. So how you doing, 420 girl? It's probably 4:20, getting on 4:20 in about 20 minutes somewhere in the world. Good morning, Cupcake. Good afternoon, I should say, in the Great Lakes region. And yeah, we're thinking about prepping for Christmas and getting the stuff out. I went to the bank today. Go Bills, can't wait for Sunday's game. Brad's out snow blowing. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Johnny. How are you? Good afternoon, Quinny. Nice to see you today. Thank you for your fine, wonderful comment. We got nothing but love for you, Quinny, as you know. I had already mentioned I wasn't going to put out outdoor lights, so I stopped by the bank this morning, 9 a.m., and as Marshall would say, lined up behind all the Mexicans. Hey, cute kitty. Well, guess what they're doing? Hey, Bean, my daughter, they're cashing paychecks. What's that? A paycheck. It means they gave their labor to somebody for a paycheck. Oh, okay, cool. Anyway, I was talking to one of my neighbors. I ran into one of my neighbors in line, and he's telling me he hung up a lot of Christmas lights. He put out the Santa Claus out there with the reindeer that looks like it's in simulated flight. And he woke up this morning and it was like the Grinch came to town, man. Every single thing that he put out, from the lights on his rain gutters to the reindeer with simulated movement, you know, and the Santa Claus, it's sometimes malfunction, had all been taken away. And he just scratched his head. And I said, how long have you lived here in the hood? He's like, I got here about a year and a half ago. I'm like, enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas. Yeah, that cornbread turned out good. I've had light bulbs stolen out of the front porch lights. We used to have a blue light for I know, hold the jokes about going into the Lisa Marie with the blue light, you know. It's like walking into a horror movie. How did that get up there? How did that? Oh man, I'll tell you. But anyway, this guy was really like beside himself. He's like, I just can't understand it. You know, we've had the simulated reindeer. You know, the ones that flash as the reindeer is taking off. I'm like, yeah, man, those things are epic. You know, you can't even find. Yeah, that was handed down to me, you know, in 1962 or whatever, and it's gone. I said, look, there's the good news and the bad news. Okay, the bad news is you don't have it anymore. The good news is if you drive around the hood, you'll probably find somebody else with the simulated reindeer, and you can go check it out. No problem, no problem, Bella Rose. If you all can remember the Amazon link for shopping, that would be great. Blue lights and white lights, yeah. I like the little, we used to call them Italian lights, the little tiny strings. Everything's LED now. And I was talking to a guy, I stopped by the Ace Hardware. Ace is the place with the non-speaking English guy there, and he was telling me something. He was saying that they had to send back all the LEDs or something. California has some new crazy law. I guess they want you to put candles on your tree now or something. Throwback. How you doing, Yasmin? Nice to see you. And yeah, am I racist? I don't know. You don't survive in this neighborhood if there's a racist bone in your body, and that's a fact, you know. And luckily, growing up in Baltimore makes you pretty open to other cultures and people. You want to survive, you keep your mouth zipped, and you get about your business. So I think I think his stuff, if he rides around the neighborhood, he'll be able to find it on somebody else's. And he'll just knock on the door. Yeah, how you doing? Buenos dias, you know. I see your nice display out here. I think that's my display. I don't know. What? I don't know. What display? I guess somebody came to town. We'll take it from there, like the Grinch said, and we'll bring it over here, you know, and give you a very merry Christmas. Yeah, you know, I love. You can say what you want about the Mexicans in the culture around here, but I'll tell you what. They're at least in this neighborhood, and I don't care if they pack four. How you doing, Whiskey? I don't care if they pack four families in a place. You know, you're talking about $2,500 rent for a 2-bedroom apartment here in this hood, and I don't really care because for the most part, their kids go to school. They're involved in community activities. They work, most of them, in the winery industry, doing very hard labor. Marshall's like, man, I couldn't believe it. I went over to Janet's house, and of course, on the way to Janet's house, my best friend's house, you pass through Valley of the Moon and some of the most storied wine vineyards in the nation there. And he's like, man, I can't believe all the labor that goes into picking grapes and tending and pruning every season and crushing the grapes. And I'm like, man, do you know that in now, this time of year, of course, we have some rain now, which is holding up the harvest for late harvest items. But I said, you know, these people go out there and they'll set up floodlights and stuff out in the fields, and they'll be picking basically 24/7 in the cold out there doing this work, and they're paid by the 100 pounds that they pick. Yeah, they're very, very hard workers. Hey, Jen, how you doing, sweetheart? If I missed anybody's comments, yeah, those kids were playing Queen. So they're very hard working people. You see them lined up to cash their paychecks on Monday, and Marshall, this is people being paid to work and stand in line. So yeah, and you know, I've had very good experiences. You know, with them. It's not perfect in the hood, but I'll tell you, it's usually not the Mexicans that are causing trouble here. I'd hate to disappoint. It's usually the Caucasian brethren that are out there. You don't see a lot of Mexicans that are on crack and their brains are all blown out with meth and stuff like that. And they're not the ones sleeping in tents along the highway that JK NoCal videoed. You know why? Because they want to get ahead in life. They came here to get ahead. Hey, Monkey Boy, and they do the work that we won't do. You know, they're willing to go into those fields and show up at 4 a.m. and work until 4 a.m. the next morning, and then go home for 6 hours, come back and do it all again, and then move all those grapes to the crusher and run all that stuff through. It's a big, big process. This is a huge, huge enterprise here, and this county, the fuel that runs the machine is the Mexican labor force. Now, a lot of illegals already left because they didn't want to jeopardize their chance at a legal entry. So they were kind of smart. So we really have many fewer people being booted out of the county. So I really feel like if you're got your green card and you're contributing to society, then you've got a leg up on most everybody else that complains about the things. Yeah, there's just a job that who's going to go out there and just, you know, tote around a huge plastic bucket and be cutting grapes, because you never know when the call's going to come from the vintner and the wine master that's out there testing the sugar content to be ready to do that. So I can't fix flashing outlets and all the stuff he does, caulking, no weather strip, busted doorbell. Well, sounds like the hood. So let's see, Whiskey wants to be the first one to break into new improved jungle room with Marshall in the back there. It's very doable, Whiskey. It should be comfortable. You can't have two BBWs or two BBBs, big beautiful boys. Yeah, Americans won't do it because of the low pay, which here is low pays anything below $15 an hour out here. It's just the way it is. It's super expensive. Whiskey will tell you that California is super expensive, and it's a fact of life. Well, anyway, this poor slob got all of his Christmas decor. I'm just wondering how did they bring a ladder with them? And you can't hear somebody up on a ladder stripping off the lights off of your gutters. Can you imagine if you heard it and you go outside? It's like, yeah. Can I help you? Can I help you? What's up, Juice? Yeah, what are you doing up there? And you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Doodle-doo, you've got fire in your soul. Didn't you ever see The Grinch That Stole Christmas? We're taking it from here and we're putting it over there. Oh, okay. Have a good night. Crazy stuff. Bruce says I made more money working for farmers 40 plus years ago. Well, like I said, it's tough work. So, you know, respect has to be earned. And I know we have a lot of gangbangers and things. So I'll probably put the wreath up on the door. It won't be a fresh one. It'll be a Dollar Tree. You know, which is like a repellent against against theft. It's a little thin on the fake needles, so it's. Hey, Mrs. Zombie, how are you? How are you doing, Mrs. Zombie? Nice to see. Nice to see you. So, you know, it is what it is in the hood. Let me see what else I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to be prepping for Christmas. We will have a Christmas tree in the usual spot that we have back here. Why, there it is. And I usually remove this chair with the grease stain in the back of it. And I wear wigs, so it ain't my grease stain, you know. And put the tree back there. I'm not sure. I think I got a holiday wreath somewhere, Mrs. Zombie. I'm not really sure. You know, I'll have to dig it out. We'll have to go through. Have to go through what's in the Christmas boxes up there. So, Harvey, and I want to give a shout out to Harvey. He was very excited, as I said last night, to apply for his monetization. And he was turned down for the monetization. And as you know, or you heard, some of you don't care about it. Most of you don't ever care about being monetized. Some people care a lot. I used to care a lot about it. But now the reality is that the hurdle that you have to pass to be monetized on YouTube has become much, much higher. You know, and they're going to review the totality. Yeah, stuff happens. They're going to review the totality of your channel. They're going to give you some vague idea about what it was on your channel. And it looks a little different, Harvey, the UK, the way they respond with their form letter response. But I think that the key is, Harvey, to bring original content. And to make sure, I know that you said you paid for the tracks of songs to do Elvis Presley and things like that. And some people had that mistaken notion that if you buy a CD or you buy a video game and you play it, then you have the rights for that commercially to do whatever you want with it. But the reality is, that license just gives you single use for private purposes only and not for commercial use. Okay, unless you write the manager of the Elvis Presley, and I don't know what the record company would be or who owns that content. Maybe you know, the Lisa Marie Presley. Maybe she owns it, and unless she gave you express written permission to use that song and even to do a sing over or something like that, you're going to get nailed with it, because they have that system where the record companies basically poured in all around the world. They poured in their own database of songs and stuff. So it doesn't matter if you're putting up a song from India or Hong Kong or something like that, canto pop. They're going to nail you when that comes up, because you're not the license holder. Your thing just gives you the limited use. You ask for her hand in marriage. You might do good for her, Harvey. When's the sun coming out? Never, man. The sun's never coming out here again. So, all right, take care. Okay, I'll give you a call, D. Yeah, good to see you. All right, my man. Glad you had a good one. Glad your family's doing well after the terrible fires up there. I will give you a call. But I think that's number one. Number two is repetitive content. You know, if you're doing kind of, and I think these days, hangouts and things, and you're not varying your content, and you're not bringing original content, because that seems to be, and I'm not an expert on it, but it seems to be the push that YouTube wants to go in to make sure that people are putting up their you know, showing people how to do something, taking people to places where they haven't been, fixing things, buying things, cooking things, all those types of things. So I think just rejig it, delete it. You only have to wait 30 days to reapply for monetization, and what the heck, you might actually get it. But what I thought it was interesting, Harvey, was you kind of pulled a Bergs there. You're like, well, if I get the monetization, I'll go out and do the videos. You have to invest the time, the money to go out and do it first. It's a chicken and egg thing. Well, it's really not, because the chicken is content, okay? And YouTube wants you to lay those eggs. How you doing, Michaela? And that's the thing that Berg says. What's the point of going out and doing content? And I'm good with Bergs. I got no issue with Bergs. What's the point of doing doing content if I can't get monetization? Well, you gotta do it the other way. You have to have a passion for it. And I'm going to tell you, if you just do YouTube for the sake of monetization, um, you're probably apt to be disappointed. Okay, you have to have a passion for sharing what you want of your life and all that. Yeah, so I think that's good, Harvey. That's the situation I always ran into with Bergs. Missy Jen sent up a Canon camera. It was a nice one. She did a lot of great videos. She keeps stuff in meticulous shape. So he got a very good camera. Well, I don't know how to use it, and upload. But now you got a Chromebook, and you can take your SD cards and get an SD card reader and go out and do some content. You can't be like that. Yeah, it's always been fun. Like I say, I haven't been monetized since early April, and I haven't missed a beat on here because it's fun for me and I love it. So let's see. Michaela said, Rosie, wishing someone was here. I'm so sick. All I can do is cry. Miss Nineveh and Preston, my sir. That's terrible, Michaela. I'm sorry about that, honey. Why don't you call Mark Handler? Why don't you get in touch with Mark Handler when you see him? He's only a couple miles from you in Council Bluffs. Why don't you guys get together and go out and do a little chooching or something in Omaha? You know him now. You met him. We broke bread together in Omaha. You rented the movie Beach Street today. No, I'm gonna rent Debbie Does Dallas, the sequel, right? And I'm gonna reshoot that for YouTube. Whiskey. So, Michaela, it's not a question of bothering anybody. I even heard Mark Handler tell you, hey, look me up anytime, we can hang out and do something. And you got the really cool downtown in Omaha there, and a great place to walk around, the old market area. And a lot of people really like you, Michaela, and really enjoy being with you. I know you went through a lot of physical challenges this year, but having met you in person and having met Mark Handler and known him for years, I really have to feel that you guys would have a lot of fun if you got together, and maybe you could plan up something for the holidays. It's a great area to be in there. The leg. Yeah, it's okay. I just have a little bit of bleed through. You like my athletic socks, Rosie. You're such a guy. But they have these Band-Aids that are called Band-Aid Toughs, and these things are like welded on when you put them on. And this was literally, I had Jen put these Band-Aids on so that they would close the open slice gap that was about a quarter of an inch deep there. So it's kind of keeping that closed. Yeah, I cut that on that lousy old converter box outside, stepping around and doing all that stuff. Yeah, I cut my leg yesterday working on the Lisa Marie, and I ran inside. I didn't run to Elvis. Is Missy Jen around? Yeah, I think she's around. I ran to Missy Jen and she got it all taped up for me, so it was good. But man, that thing sliced so deep. It was like it filleted open like a. It was really weird, you know. Your juice skates gaps bigger than that. I don't know. I don't know. How you doing, Carlos? So yeah, I'm doing a lot better in that regard. It's really no pain. There's not a lot of nerves in that area right there. So it's the worst place to cut yourself. And I've got some little, probably see a little bulge in my finger there. I got some darn splinter that's stuck in there. And I hate to go fishing for splinters. But man, when you cut your hands, that's the worst of the worst of the worst. Years ago, I chopped my finger like it was a hot dog into a couple different sections. This one, and you know, I showed up at the urgent care with my finger. It looked like a hot dog that had been cut in three parts there. Do you know it took 2 years to get feeling back in that those fingertips again? Yeah, nerve damage, Quinny. That just happens. But you know, we're working in very small space, trying to work around Marshall in the van, and stuff happens. You know, you're carrying things out, and you don't see the corner of the converter box, and it's a really, really sharp. Yeah, it was gross, sharp box. And man, the next thing you know, kaboom! That's why they call you Rosie O. Bulge. Is that why? Or is it something to do with the bikini bottoms and trying to get everything tied in okay? Hey, Lucky, how you doing? Maybe tonight's the night I'll be. I think tomorrow night for sure. I will be on Real Stream with CJ tomorrow night. I haven't been on a panel hangout since April or so. It's gonna be a rare, very rare event for me to be up there. So yeah, that Juice is like the gold bikini. Oh man, you know, so I'll be looking forward to that tomorrow night. I really like CJ. If you don't know CJ in Real Stream, he was up with Norm and Holly Undead and also Midwestern Mary. They were hanging out at the streaming house up there. Where can I purchase welded band-aids? Let me show you what these things are. These things are good. Let me see if I can find the box. Yeah, because usually when you use the regular band-aids and stuff, and they just come off when they get wet. These things are called tough strips, and they have 5 times the holding power of other ones. And it says heavy-duty protection with super stick adhesive to stay on up to 24 hours. So I'm about 24 hours. I'm afraid to take it off. You know, yeah, I did use Missy Jen put some Neosporin on that, so we'll see. I think so far so good. Yeah, so these are really good. Okay, don't bring Michaela. It's fine, honey. Check out Mark Handler. I feel like he'd be thrilled if he thought he could hang out with you in Omaha or Council Bluffs. So these things are great. Now taking it off, it's going to be a challenge because it's like I said, these things are like welded on. So if I take it off, I don't want to open it, so I have to pull them from top to bottom and kind of work them off. Well, you probably can. Yeah, I'm saying the skin could come off too, Draft Horse Diva. So I got to be really, really careful. So what's on my schedule today? What's on my schedule every day is to get out there on the Lisa Marie. I can't do anything for Christmas. I'm not lugging a Christmas tree in the rain and going out and shopping for a tree in the rain. That's for sure. Maybe when the sun comes out and it dries off for a couple days, we'll get the tree. Yeah, thank God Missy Jen was here. I could not have closed that cut myself. That thing was about 4 inches long and it was deep. It was opened up like a fish at the bone, you know, at the center bone. It was really, really ugly looking. But when you do that kind of work, working in a very confined space, it is what it is. Yeah, I think Michaela, yeah, she should get together with Mark Handler's a couple miles away. Is all your house guests retired? Lucky Beans, you know what the dynamic is in here. You know, be a smart troll. Okay, just put it out there. You know, it's always better when you just lay it out. When you kind of prance around it like a reindeer. Just hit it. Putting Lisa Marie in your local Christmas parade. Well, you know what was weird last night? If you saw the hangout, I think the van will be finished in January. You know what was weird? Let me see if I have this. I don't know if you guys saw the hangout last night, but we actually saw the guy that owned the Lisa Marie, the first owner, had passed away. And let me see if I got this thing. And he actually had put up a thing, and Marshall's like, well, we got to go visit the guy's family. Can you imagine? We just go knocking on. Let me see if I can find that thing. Elvis sends me all this crap about stuff for the van. Let me see. I don't know where it is. I got to find this thing because it was pretty cool. We found a slip of paper in the van, and it had a name on it, Ron Keller or something like that. Ron Keller. I'm trying to think. Let me see all this. Let me see what he sent. Let me just key him in. I don't know where it is. Maybe he sent it to. Oh, he sent it to messages. Let me see here. Oh, here it is. Obituary. Ron Keller. But how strange to find. There was a picture of him with the camp. Number one, the guy in his younger days, he looked like a young Buddy Holly. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, purty, purty, purty little Peggy Sue, my Peggy, ooh, my Peggy Sue. And what was really wild is that there it is. There he is with the Lisa Marie. I guess that's. I hope I can get that to focus. I don't know. This thing's such a dick. Oh, come on. Circa 1989, which is pretty wild, and I thought to myself, yeah, Marshall, that'll really be wild when you go show his family the camper van, and what's become of it today. They'll probably drop that on the spot when they see that. So it was pretty interesting. The guy was born the day after Marshall, and of course he thinks that's all synchronicity and everything else. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There's the guy. He must have been a really shorter than I am. He only came up to the top of the mirror on there. But there it is. The original, which is pretty cool. Found that. Could you imagine if that if he pulled up in the shape that the Lisa Marie was when it came to the property here, with all the goo on the upper front windows, it looked like he had taken silicone and put his butt cheeks on it to spread to spread it. Anyway, I think it could be kind of fun. Yeah, condolences to his loved one. This guy was very well liked. He had a Corvette. I guess he got a picture. It looks like a 56 or 57 Corvette there. The guy was quite the guy. And evidently, he and his wife were known as like the little people or something like that. Let's see the guy. I don't know. This thing just sucks. I don't know. It's impossible to see that. But anyway, God rest his soul. Seemed like a very nice guy. Somebody gave him a tribute on there. And yeah, very interesting. Add a memory. You can actually add a memory. God, somebody will take a picture of the Lisa Marie and post it on. Just wanted to, yeah, I got it. I haven't done a sexy car wash in a while. That's it. Yeah, I got to do one. Get the Rosio Bulge outfit on and do that. I died when he brought up the black magic and you just about choked on your beer last night. Yeah, that's fine, Lucky B. Just go to one of the other hangouts that talks about Elvis and I 24/7, and you'll be all good to go on that. So anyway, let me see what else I got. Yeah, I'm not into the black magic and all that crapola of all that stuff on there. That's just not my thing. I have like zero interest in that stuff. Yeah, but a very nice guy. Seemed like a nice guy. Yeah. The Fat Family could not care less, I'm sure, Dingbat. Well, I think we can. I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world when the van's all done to just say, here's what the van looks like today. I would, hey, Katie, I mean, I'd write a letter beforehand. I wouldn't just go wheeling up in front of the house and, anybody home? How you doing, Hazel? Oh, that's pretty funny. You like to blast Marshall with the girl gone bad. I'm still still LOL about you scaring Elvis at the cemetery. Yeah, we'll have some more good. We'll have some more good. We're trying to get over to Reno, but like I said, the weather's so bad we can't risk being trapped over there. The lady might like that. I don't know. If somebody contacted me and said, Rosie, we had that 51 Chrysler Imperial we bought from you. It looked like you were one of the first owners. We'd like to just show you what it's like today. I'd probably be okay with taking a look at that. And I'd say, yeah, it's cool. If you're around, look it up. Roads up here, no way we can get to Reno. There's no way I can get to Reno. I don't know what let me look at let's see what's going on in Truckee, which is on top of the mountain. It's 41 degrees, which isn't bad. So it's just rain, but yeah, starting December 8th, it's going to really get cold. It's going to get down to the teens at nighttime. So I think they've already got like 10 feet of snow or something like that. Let me see when our weather is going to break here. I'm glad Whiskey didn't bring his rig down. Actually, tomorrow is going to be partly cloudy, Wednesday partly cloudy, then back into the rain for the weekend. And it just looks like, then a cold weather situation comes in with rain on Marshall's birthday. So we'll see what's going on. I have to make him peanut butter cookies for his birthday. So I guess I'll be doing that. I got Missy Jens coming up here too. And good morning, Kyle. How are you? I think it could be interesting. Yeah, make sure to follow me on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, check me out on there. I don't use it for social media, but I do use it for posting some of my travel pictures and things. Me and the hubby are headed to Vegas Wednesday. Rodeo and George Strait. Yeah, that's really cool. We usually went down. This was the time of year we would go to Las Vegas. And then Marshall would complain about how many cowboys were in town and all that. These cowboys are. It's fine, kitten cat. That's the kind of person I am. If somebody is here, then I will celebrate their birthday. It's not like anything else is going to happen. You know. Are you going to film live today? If you guys want me to, I can go live on the Murphy channel. I'll think about doing that, going live out there. I don't know exactly what I'm going to diddle around with. I've got to start figuring out how the panels are going to go. I'm going to be doing some zip tying and getting some of the wiring all squared away. Yeah. Well, it was super crowded down there, and we were originally scheduled to go to the adult video convention down there, the adult industry convention in January. So I nixed that because thought I'd be taking off for Mexico in the Southwest in January. So okay, you like watching the work? I just don't want anybody to be bored when we're doing that work. So he finally ordered the rest of the lights and things and switches and crap that we need to install. Yeah, when the Ouija board, I don't mess around with Ouija boards and all that. I don't go to the haunted museum in Las Vegas, so I don't need all that stuff in my life. Because when you use a Ouija board, if there are spirits out there, and not friendly ones, you start playing with a Ouija board and you're inviting them, they have to be invited into your life, you know what I mean? According to the lore. So no way I do a Ouija board. Kyle, we're getting a tree when it stops raining. Okay, I'm not gonna lug a tree through the rain and put it in a van and do all that yuck. I just can't do it. We put up, Kyle. I usually put up video every year. Every year I have put up video of the Christmas trees, so you can enjoy that. You can go back and just put Christmas into my video search box. You can see the Motorola console in action. You can see the Christmas trees. A little bit of Andy Williams on there. Andy Williams record and all that. Yeah, day 6,343. On the van build. I never get bored with you. You bring such a good vibe in my days. Thank you, Amy. I'm anything but boring. That's for sure. I have a very fascinating life. Yeah, it's got the vintage. I got a lot of stuff on there. I like to have the fireplace. It's nice to have the fireplace going there too. So I guess I'll go live out there today. I'm only going to be zip tying and getting some of the putting my own wiring harness together for all the stuff that's got to be done. The big high expertise job is going to be cutting over from one distribution system to another. That's going to be and of course Marshall's got to get every bit of this on video. It's like, dude, this requires a lot of attention, or we can totally destroy the electrical system in the yes, you will lose viewing hours and you will lose watches. Harvey, on my channel, I removed something on the order of 3,000 videos from my channel over the last 2 months. Okay, it's fully compliant with YouTube's terms and conditions. It'll never be compliant with monetization. Okay, let's face the fact. Okay, as a result, my total view count drops from something like 14.1 million views down to about 11.8 million views. But, you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So your viewing hours will go down. And if somebody looks at my social blade, they'll see a dramatic dip in... in things. So, you know, the the most objectionable content is long gone. So, but as far as monetization goes, hey Lisa, how you doing, beautiful? Saw you were on. Want to say hi. Gonna do crap and Christmas shopping. Hope your day is well. Anything on private, YouTube can still see it. Okay, Harvey. It's like a lot of people on the 9th will be hiding their channels when the Grim Reaper. There'll be no hiding out from the Grim Reaper sees all when it comes to deciding what channels are going to be taken down and what aren't. Hey, Friction, how you doing, sweetie? I think the due day is December 10th. I believe that's the day when the fur flies on YouTube. I don't think everybody's going to be taken out. It'll be like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, like 10 Little Indians, right? Who shows up for breakfast the next day? You know, what a great movie, right? You're just like, I'm still here, I think. Pinch myself. Yep. Where's Elvis? Hey, Barrel. Harvey, go out and do some content. My God, man, you live in the greatest city in the world. Walk down your street with a camera or something. Hey, DJ. You know, share your life. If you can't do that, then, you know, it'll be what it is, you know. But I think that would be a great little YouTube movie. 10 little YouTubers. We get the what they call the Big Ten on YouTube, and who gets taken out first. Lisa says, what about those of us who only comment? Will they close our channels? I doubt that, Lisa, because what they'll do is probably look and see how active your channel is. And it's like a lot of people that come on with troll accounts, and they delete them and remove them. It all traces to the same ISP and everything. They'll probably, their next big goal for 2020 is to clean up the bullying and hate on YouTube, and to start putting more effective means in for blocking people. I think they're going to be instituting big changes that you can't just go to get a Google number and restart. I think there's some big, from what I've heard, the Susan Wojcicki, who's the vice president of YouTube, or the president of YouTube, met some people down in San Diego and was letting them know. They were kind of having a little one-on-one session with her about 10 of the 10 top-level YouTubers in that area, and she was talking about how they've finally advanced the technology where they can see when people create different accounts, and they can see what the activity is. They can do scans to see what kind of comments they're leaving on people's videos and things like that. I think it's a long-term project that they have been. I think it's a long-term project that they've been working on. I don't think so, Missy, because for the most part, you know, well, for all parts, Missy, you come on as a positive commenter. Yeah, you will put a comment out there if there's something you don't like, but you're not dropping down to, you know, harassing and putting death threats on, you know, death threats on videos and things like that. So I think they have a way now to sort of scan what your activity is, but they certainly need eyeballs, you know. I don't think they can ever shut that down. Yeah, Lisa, my caveat is this is just my opinion for what it's worth. I could be dead wrong. YouTube is famous for being very tight-lipped about the things that they're working on, but they need to, as I think she said to one of these, when one of these people questioned her, they've had a long need to sort out people that just create multiple channels for the sake of just coming on, and what you call negative creators on YouTube. And let's face it, there's some people that get up that never have a happy day. They never talk positively about anything. Jackie Blue, I think that you'll be just fine. I mean, people like me and Elvis will go long before somebody like you goes. That's the bottom line, you know. Yeah, the bot accounts and sock puppets. I can't be sure of that, Bruce, but you can see her latest letter that she put out, and her goals for 2019, 2020 were to take a serious approach to bullying and harassment on YouTube. Now, I will say, one person's bullying is another person's truth. Okay. And I think YouTube is of the belief that you can say anything you want as long as don't threaten, don't use hate speech, and then things like that. That's just my opinion. So, but I feel bad. There's a lot of people with severe mental health issues that use YouTube as their only social outlet, and they bring a lot of those mental health challenges into the platform. And I don't think YouTube sees itself as designed for that type of outlet for people that are inherently negative and enjoy trashing people and dragging people and things like that. I figured every day that I get up is a good day. That's right, Joe Nan. And I figure after 7 years on YouTube, I've had plenty of laughs and things like that. I'm sure that the uh, Murphy, I'll still be around. I mean, the Murphy channel it ain't going anywhere. It's fully monetized and all that. But I would think that people like Missy, Joan Ann Smith, Jack A. Blue, Lisa, they'll be around. They're not going anywhere. These people enjoy the content. They show up, they punch the clock, they comment, and they be involved in the chats and things. I think they're going after people that have one-shot comments and you screenshot their hate speech and then you go click on their channel and this channel's been removed by user or whatever. Those hit and run people. But you got to believe that there's a ton of very well-paid software engineers that are working their butts off year in and year out to develop systems to not just clean up the content on YouTube, but to clean up the platform of participation on there. Yeah, there's always Periscope and all that. I used to have Periscope for a while, but man, that was like the Wild West of stuff. But not many people use Periscopes of a fart in the wind compared to the YouTube platform. So, yeah, there's some people are talking about the 60 minutes. How you doing, Lisa Ann? Can I keep some copyright claims up or not? If it's a content matching one, Harvey, there's nothing wrong with that. YouTube doesn't mind if you're using content as long as you're not monetizing it. Like I have all my audio videos. I use tracks from the Magnificent Seven. Dun 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 do 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 do. Well, it's music used to demonstrate a piece of audio equipment, and when it matches, it automatically doesn't monetize. So there's no risk to YouTube or anything like that. All of my claims were for content that's for sexual gratification. I've never had a copyright claim or an issue with that. So, how do you know what videos to delete and not to delete in order to get the monetization back? Well, I went through a two-pronged plan. Part one has been long done, and I don't know if I'm going to engage in part two because it takes too much work. Going through and finding things that were things that may not make the cut of what YouTube wants to see. Okay, and then part two, if you wanted to pursue monetization, then to go through and ask yourself, is this something that would have a wide audience's appeal, or is it gonna just appeal to people that are interested in exhibitionists and things like that on YouTube. Yeah, copyright's fine. That's exactly right, Glenda. Nice to see you. Copyright's okay as the revenue goes to the owner. So actually, when you're using their music and you're putting your video on, they don't even split the money. They get everything. So you're helping put money in their pocket, okay? But if you try to take a TV show and monetize that and say, like Harvey, hey, I was on the dating game or whatever, the match game, Harvey De Niro's, come on down. You don't have the right to that just because you were on the show. The producer and the production company retain all rights. YouTube will never be specific about telling you what to delete. Why? Because they want you to delete everything that even causes a moment of hesitation in your mind. You can sing Elvis songs. You can do covers, Harvey. YouTube allows you to split monetization on some covers and things like that. So I watched a video where you sang the Clippers from Baltimore, and I've been singing that song for a week now. There you go. Well, that could be it, Harvey. And vary your content. Go out and show us some of London. Get in your car tomorrow and take a drive, for goodness sake. Okay? You know, mount your camera, take a drive. Oh, the streets of London with Harvey De Niro. This is where I hung out as a child and blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think YouTube is smart. They did one thing. They put out a message about December 10th. Okay. And what that caused was virtual panic in the YouTube world. Now, I've been cleaning up my stuff for months. Okay. So I was ahead of the game. But think of how many millions of channels people scrambled to take down content that might cause their channel to go down. Pretty smart on YouTube's part, you know. It's like, and they didn't give you any comfort either. There wasn't a update on the situation from Susan Wojcicki, the president of YouTube, saying, "Hey, calm down, everybody." It was just like, you know, no, man, they let it rip. Oh, you can imagine, Avina, for me, deleting, you know, about 4,000 whatever number of videos I took down. Yeah, it was really, really heartbreaking. But it's, you know, hey, Ron. But the thread of life is still on there. The thread of life. How you doing, Brandon? Brandon, do you ever say hello to me? Huh? Or do you just get in there to start doing your thing? Yeah, all that work in history. Yep. But you know, that's why I have the Rosie McNamara channel for doing the more you know, the more fun adult-oriented content, Space Girl and baking. Like, who cares if it goes up? You know, who gives a hoot, right? If that goes down. What about that little video I used, Rosie, of Marshall in your kitchen? Shall I take that down? No, Harvey, you don't have to take that down. No, I'm not going to answer the question, Brandon, until you give me a proper greeting, okay? Whatever you have to do, that's what I'm saying, have some fun. There reaches a point where you've been doing it so long that it just, okay, so whatever. You know, the basic thread of life is there and all of that. Hey, Susie, how you doing? Nice to see you. There we go. Good afternoon, Rosie O'Kelly. Good afternoon, Brandon. Nice to see you. I hope that your Christmas season is off to a good start. And I hope Santa brings you everything that your little heart desires there. Now, let's back up to Brandon's question now. Good morning, Brary. Brary, I saw a ton of your comments were in the spam thing. I don't know what I hate YouTube. Let me just go up here and address this. Now, Rosie, if Dave showed up at your place unannounced, would you welcome him with open arms or be angry? Of course I would welcome, Dave. I'm a hospitable person. Dave and I have communicated over the last month or so. I know he wanted to come out here with a visiting crew, but between the van build and between the weather, which is terrible, and I know Whiskey was going to bring his RV down, I can tell you Whiskey would be sinking in the mud right now in the back there. So I told Dave, probably not a good time right now, and Dave's like, cool, okay. We'll just put it off for a bit till things, you know, it's holiday season too. And do you really want to come across the Great Plains and the Rockies and the Wasatch and the Sierras to get out here? It's a real long haul. So of course I would be I'd be welcoming. I'm a hospitable person. Heidi says, I see you sipping some coffee. Off topic, what's your favorite brand of coffee? I guess it would have to be Tim Hortons coffee, but our everyday coffee here is Hills Brothers. How you doing, Oda May? Nice to see you. That sounds like something Marshall would say. Good afternoon. Yeah, I have a full house. I have a full house right now, but I'm not going to turn anybody away that comes to visit. There are certain people that I don't want on my property, and it's nice to have permission first to stop by. That's what I would say. So. I'm a spammer. Yeah, I'm saying, Brary, I was shocked. It's like the comments were held or something. I'm like, what? The proper greeting thing. Yeah, well, it's nice to see that, Odame, before somebody digs into the trolling that they just say, hi, nice to see you today. How's your day going and all that. By the way, Rosie. Yeah, that's a good idea. Jackie says, Harvey, have you ever done real restaurant reviews, product reviews, things like that? Tim Hortons. Yeah, you can get Tim Hortons here. One of my wonderful, I guess, I don't know if it was Patricia Wakefield sent me a big, wonderful can of Tim Hortons coffee, a huge one that we have here, and I really enjoyed the Tim Hortons. The way it's not too rough. A lot of the, how do I want to put this? A lot of the coffees at Starbucks are way too rough for me. They seem too acidic, and the Tim Hortons seem very, 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 very smooth, smooth. Just a reminder, guys, tomorrow night I will be making my first YouTube's live stream appearance since I believe April. Okay, I will be on Real Stream with CJ tomorrow night, so I think we'll have a lot of fun on there and crack ourselves up a little bit. So, hey Tina, how are you? So that should be a good time. CJ was in last night in a live stream, and of course the live stream was off the chain with Marshall's talk about everybody's gin and the original owner of the camper van. My mom used eggshells and coffee grounds to remove some of the bitterness. I guess that's like a calcium thing to put that in there. I don't know. I don't know. I like a good cup of coffee, but I don't like a harsh cup of coffee. And when I was down in Pacific Beach, everybody's like, oh, well, go get a blonde at Starbucks. I got a blonde. The guy's got to stand there and pour it out for 15 minutes standing there while he adds more water to the mix. I'd like to see all the old timers come back. I'm not sure what old timers you're talking about. W.C. Fields, Mae West. I mean, what old timers? Oda Mae, that old timer. the old broad. I found the YouTube channel Rate My Plate. The reviews are brutal in a humorous way. So don't send a pic to Rate My Plate on Facebook. Wow, there we go. I like some green tea. Yeah, I enjoyed that. If you guys want me to, I'll go live. I'm just sometimes fearful of boring people. CJ's channel is called Real Stream. Maybe Oda May can dig out the link to. No, I haven't watched the old lady Miss Egypt Princess in real life driving. No, I haven't seen that, honey. I haven't seen that yet. So maybe somebody can pop up CJ's channel on there. I haven't been on anybody else's panel for almost 8 months or something like that, I believe. So did mix the communities. It would be the apocalypse. I don't know. It's just called Real Stream. I don't know. He was in last night on it, so should be interesting to be up there. Okay, going live on the build. Okay, we got to mix them. Yeah, but you kind of got. Yeah, I got my hands full, so it's not like I don't want people to come and visit. Don't go off. Let me look. I'm looking. I think maybe Kim dug it out. Let me see if. Let me pop this link. Kim, is this your porn? Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, Kim's like, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, I think that's the one on there. He was going off on Grimoire and Sam Pepper on there last night. Yeah, that's the one. I believe that is the channel. It'll be at 8 o'clock on the West Coast tomorrow night, so it should be interesting. He's a good-looking guy, you know, and I found him very watchable when he's done some crazy stuff. Don't get me wrong. I mean, this guy's done some insane shit on YouTube. It seems like he's toned it down a lot. He was up with Midwestern Mary and Norm F. And Holly at Holly's Place up in New York on the live stream. Hey Uber, how you doing? So this should be cool. So I'll go live. I just don't want to bore people out there on the van stuff. Today's just, I think the rain actually stopped, so I can do a little work of zip tying things down. My husband said when he retires, he's buying a van coming to California, moving in with Rosie for a year while y'all pitter patter. How you doing, Dancing Dawn, my beautiful gal there? Hope you're doing well, sweetie pie. I hope you have a great day. We start bringing out the decorations when the rain ends here, and we can actually go out and get a tree. I want to do some more on the electrical work there, Johnny West. I need to start getting some things organized and tucked away behind the walls. I've got just rough electrical wiring. There's dozens of wires, new wires. It's taken an old van. Oh, okay, getting the old crew. I hope Francis is okay. I'm going to have to check out Francis. This van had very minimal. The Lisa Marie had a bare bones minimum of an electrical system for 12 volt. Now it's being upgraded tremendously and requiring many more wire runs to be done. He wants outdoor lights on the awning, the LEDs that can change and flash, and on the inside of the van he wants to ring the inside of the with LEDs around the inside of the van and have an LED in the grill that lights up. It should be real ghetto. And all that requires wiring to be run to accommodate that. And it's going to take a lot of work at the distribution panel. Is going to be an all-day affair, probably a 12 to 15 hour affair to get that cut over. No rust, Susie. No rust on that van. Oh, Real Stream News is live right now. Okay, cool. Is the van build bigger than you anticipated? Not really. Demolition took longer than I thought it would. You know, to rip out all the nastiness and get all that stuff pulled out, the flooring pulled up, and to do all the treatment of the floor, and to put the new flooring down, 2 layers of that, and have that leveled and doing all that. That was a big job to do that. So I just feel like it's not bigger than I anticipated. Plus, I'm doing other things too. You know, I got other obligations and things that I'm doing along the way. So it's not like every hour of every day I'm spent on the van. Some days I don't do anything on it. So, well, you know, some people like all that, like to trick. Those LEDs are so cheap now, and they're made so well. DJ, lift the, so Harvey, I just want to say this in the best possible way because you're a wonderful friend of mine is, man, get off your duff and do something, okay? Go bring some content on YouTube. And I say that in the spirit of friendship. Don't make excuses, make videos. Go out there and show us what London is all about. It's the problem when you do a restoration is that you have a demolition phase, which you don't know what you're going to discover. Like, you know, I had the base under the refrigerator that was rotten to the thing was being held up by toothpicks. Okay, it had suffered severe water damage. Okay, but you never know till you start taking off the panels and things what you're going to have behind. Then you got to think to yourself, oh man, how am I going to do this? Do I have to remove the whole refrigerator unit and build a whole new base? No, I can what they call frame in place. You know, I can put some temporary supports up to hold it, build a new base and then, you know, lower it back down on the base. It's like they do with house raising to put a new foundation. They'll raise it up, they'll pour a new foundation, and then they'll lower the house back down on it. So that takes time to do that. That definitely takes time to do that. But what takes you spend a lot of time doing the infrastructure, the plumbing, where things are going to go, and framing for beds, framing for dinettes, and pulling new electrical. All that stuff takes time. So what's going to happen is there'll be a big rush to the end because it'll just be putting paneling, finished panel on walls and other things, and it'll all come together very quickly at the end. Water damage. Will it go a couple? I would say this van could go 5 to 6 more years, depending on how well it's preserved. You know, I've told Marshall it's not my responsibility. When you leave the rancho, what comes out of your mouth is your responsibility. The way you take care of your van is your responsibility. I said, hopefully it'll reach a point where you'll look at this at the end and you'll be vested enough to care about, you know, your living area, the place you call your home. Okay, nobody else is going to do that for you. Nobody else is going to care about that except for you. So when the keys are turned back over, it's all on you. Okay, what are my expectations? Very low. Okay, and that's the reality of it. These vans are built tough, man. These Ford Econoline chassis are like tanks. Plus on the rebuild, you know, it's a real challenge. You know, Marshall says, I'd like a cabinet up here, and then you go look at the little wood frame that's up there, and you can just shake it. I'm like, dude, if we put a cabinet up here, it's gonna fall in the night. It's gonna kill you. And you're a Syrian lawyer, your state will be after me for that. So it's like things got to be rock solid to attach things to, you know. Well, you're a carpenter, figure it out. Well, what am I going to attach to? Can I put a screw through the side of the body? No, you can't. I have an HH Scott 232B that is on the workbench. That's the one that's the one that exploded on me, the capacitor. I've had to put that aside. The dummies at Sam's Technical Bulletin sent me the wrong model with the schematics. So, hey Wendy. No, there's no room to put a shower and toilet in that. And it's really not necessarily necessary. If you're an urban van dweller, and an urban explorer like we are, the restrooms, the number of restrooms and showering places are legion. There's so many. I wouldn't put one in a van. I wouldn't. It's just a waste, you know. That's the way I feel about it. Use it for living space and just go into. And there's so many places that are 24/7 that are open and. You might even buy something when you go to the gym. If you're a member of Planet Fitness, $22 a month. You can shower there every single day. It's just no big deal. Justin Marshall, he is showing me you don't care or something until it becomes an emergency. Well, I don't expect that to ever change. I don't expect that to ever change. You know. Pardon me. So yeah, say hello to Missy Jen. So, you know, I carry a mason jar with me, the legendary mason jar. I rarely have to use it, but there's always, you know, if you're boondocking at a 24-hour Walmart, or there's so many stores that are 24/7 now that it's not really an issue on that. So. Use Walmart. Oh, thank you, Eva. Yeah, I'm not going to lie about stuff. You know, I'll tell you about what the future probably holds. All I can do is just be on what's happening now, and it's been a very positive 5 plus almost 6 months here. So Send you a short video projector on my house. It said indoor outdoor use. Thought of Marshall's van. Think about it when you see it. Have to wait until dark. Yeah, that's cool. Vicky says I have a shower, toilet for emergencies. What if you have a poop issue? I don't know, Kim. I just would roll myself into the store, and get it out of my way. No, I'm not trying your perfume or your face powders. Oh man, it's never been an issue as far as I can tell in all the travels that we did through the Great Lakes in Mexico and Arizona. Through the bigger issue is heat. When you're going to bed and it's 95 degrees at night and it's terrible. If you have a bit of time, could you go through my chat? No, Harvey, I'm not going to do that for you. Sorry, I love you, Harvey, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. No. You're gonna have to get on your big boy pants and go through yourself. And I love you, brother, but I just can't. I can't do that. I'm not gonna go through people's channels trying to sell over. Although we know, I'm not trying to set up anybody for success, Missy. I'm just doing something I enjoy doing, which is restoration work. And there's people, Missy, that won't let go because they don't want to let go of their play toy that they've batted around, and they absolutely can't stand seeing Marshall be positive. That tears the guts out of them when they see him being positive and not doing the crazy stuff that he used to do. No, RB Freedom, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, Harvey, that's just too much to ask somebody to go through somebody's channel. To do that. So that's the sad reality of YouTube. There's so many people that are vested in hate that will never recognize positivity when they see it, because to a person with a hammer, everything continues to be a nail. No matter what this guy does, the way he dresses, or what the shine shack looks like. Hey, there's more important things in life than that. There's things that I'm a slob. Missy Jen will tell you that too. Thank you, Blinky. I appreciate that. So that's the real sad reality, is that, and it's hard when you're being picked apart on a daily basis. It's often hard to turn the other cheek. And I've always told Marshall, take the high road in life. It always pays off in the end. Okay. Just be the bigger person and just move on in life. So that's the saddest thing to me about YouTube, is that, the people that so hope that he chimps out, the people that so hope that there's a real negative episode that comes out. No, Missy, he doesn't bring worse stuff than anybody else brings on YouTube. I will say that. Go to some of the other Elvis Rosie critique chats, and you'll see more horrendous and see more negative stuff posted on the side chat, more factually incorrect stuff. It's ridiculous, and I've always been one that I don't really care, doesn't bother me, but it's only one side of the story, but you never see anybody else lifting their game or going positive too. Very few of that. Actually, there's some people that are. Jen, there's quite a few people that are turning. Joe Smith, I never feel put down by Marshall, because I'm secure in myself and who I am on YouTube. So it gets under my skin. It takes a lot to push my patience button. It does, and then I'll just say something. So that's just the way I feel about it. So. But we'll see. It's been a great 5 months. It was great traveling with Marshall through the Great Lakes and through Buffalo and Chicago and Detroit. Everybody that we met enjoyed being with us, hanging out. Whether it's Bella Rose, the Queen of Buffalo, or the up in Detroit, Andrea, Lady T. They all came away with good opinions of the experience. That's real life. That's real life. That's not YouTube. That's real life on that. Yeah, please don't change the king. He's perfect. So you're very welcome, Wendy. Please, he's perfect. And I'm never going to change anybody, not going to do that. It's not my responsibility. So I'll front run what people say the first time Marshall leaves the property and said something negative. Oh, Rosie, I told you so. Look at that. You know what? I'm going to go on and have my fun hangouts and do what I do on there. I don't believe that, Boyd Mafia. I believe if you're monetized, you're probably safe from the Reaper on there. Uh, well, we don't know, Justin. Remember the two women that he did meet on YouTube both sought him out on Facebook, one for the better part of a year. Okay, now you can't tell me in a year of watching Marshall's videos that you don't know what Marshall's about, and yet you still extend the invite to hang out and other things. Yeah. No, it's fine, Joseph. I don't want anybody to change. Be yourselves on YouTube. Good Lord, man. I bust Marshall's balls with the worst of them a lot of times. I'm laughing when we're on the hangouts. I'm rolling my eyes, but I have a good heart, and it's everybody matters for something in the world. So, but Joe Smith, no, you be you, okay? Blaze Gaves, I think he's an entertainer, Boyd Mafia. Okay, that's what I see, and he's done some nice things for me that have never made the light of YouTube, and for some other people that. Judy says, Rosie, do you ever get angry? Never about YouTube. Never about YouTube. Maybe two times I blew up on YouTube. One time at Amanda May and one time at Jimmy Rants. Other than that, through 10,000 plus videos and appearances, I've never blown up at anybody on YouTube. Yeah, I poke fun all the time. Marshall laughs at me. The Walmart wigs, the lack of fashion sense, this, that, a million, a million things. I just laugh it off. It's like I live my life like I'm in a fraternity sorority, like I never grew up, like I'm 19. It's like frat brothers and sorority sisters. Yeah, most people, Jackie, most people are just messing around. Who cares? Have a thick skin, Marshall. If you're gonna be on YouTube, doesn't matter, Boyd Mafia, what people's opinion of Marshall is. There's two sides to every story. There's two irons that are in the fire. There's strike, strike back, strike, strike back. What you never hear people address is the terrible things that are said about the family and other things on here that have nothing to do with it. Okay, I never hear anybody take responsibility and apologize for that type of thing. Okay, that's real life. All right, that's real life. Oh yeah, KK, I've seen it both ways. You two together are very entertaining. I was trying not to spit my drink out. Yeah, I mean I troll him when I'm live and he's next to me. He knows that, and he can't help it. He can't help. Yeah, of course, Missy, you're a wonderful person. Of course, he can't help that, giving it back to me, but I don't really care. Dr. Fishhead Corey probably also stickers gone, Dale. What are your thoughts on spending the holidays in jail for their crimes? To hear those sleigh bells ring-a-ling. I hope they pump Christmas carols into their cells 24/7. I did not see Olivia Jade's video today, so we'll see. Oh, Juice, you are too much, man. You are too much. God darn, I love the Juice. Say what you will, man, but the Juice keeps it real 24/7. And the Juice is the furthest thing from a fan of Elvis Travel, let me tell you, okay? But that's not why. I have people around to be moderators. I have people around for moderators because they're very cool people and they keep their cool. But I never tell people an opinion to have. Yeah, you love that when I roll my eyes. JK No Cow, how you doing? Nice to see you. I feel like he's on the spectrum. Kim has a way with words. It must be that New England upbringing, and maybe it's the red hair. I don't know. That's it. Yeah. What's up, Leroy Jenkins? God, how many accounts do you have? Oh boy, Juice is pretty cool. I like Juice. I mean, he's an institution here. Uh, there were low points in my life where Marshall stepped in. Also, Missy Jen's life too, when her mom passed away, and some other things. Yeah, come to Baltimore. I can't wait to get back to. I can't wait to get back to Baltimore. Baltimore will tear Marshall up. Man, I can't believe it. This. Are we going to get murdered down here? Probably, Marshall. Probably. Don't go down the street. We could be blocked in. We could be gang assaulted down here. Jeez. Remember Detroit? See, you went down the street. Now we're blocked. This she's blocked in front of us, and the car's gonna come behind, and they're gonna come down, and they're gonna rage on us and rob us and mug us and everything else. Shoot. Oh, kind of funny. Anyway, guys, I'm going to roll out of here now. I'm going to do some work on the van. I think we got a tiny break in the rain here. So I might be able to stand outside and get some of this inside and outside and get some of this electrical system under control. I don't know if you want me to go live on Rosie Murphy or not. Let me get a 77 on the side chat if you want me to stream that or just, do a night. Tonight I'm going to be on earlier. I am going to do Rosie McNamara tonight. Plug us in. There we go. So we'll see what you guys want to do. Well, I don't want to bore anybody. Okay, Harvey's going to jump into a nice hot bath. And Harvey, that's tough love I gave you today. Tough love. Tough love. Harvey, I can't believe you asked me to go through your channel and see. I love you, Harvey. I'm sure you're good between the sheets, but there's a limit to what the Rosie girl will do. All right. Anyway, guess I'll go live out there today. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm going to get one of my Bar S hot dogs for lunch here. The lowest of the low. And I will see you guys in a bit. Okay. Thanks, everybody. And it is Christmas time. Rosie's favorite time of the year between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Okay. Go put a smile on somebody's face today. Okay. All right, everybody. Take care. Dr. Fish is off to jail. All the way up with the fish, huh? Get them. Rosie's got a nice fish stick. Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a good one.